Hello, this is a Bechstein Model 5 made in 1898, and it had rest plank problems, so we mentioned that many times before. This model gets rest plank problems, and we have replaced rest planks on many of these, and the client decided to have the whole piano restored at the same time, so we're very pleased to have done that. Though looking at the casework, we've repolished the whole case, as you can see, so now it's immaculate black. It did need some re-veneering, quite a lot of work actually. And the keytops, we've just, they were in good condition already. We've just perfected them as much as we can and buffed them up. One small item the client mentioned was this middle here. Thought perhaps there was a book holder there. We didn't think there was a book holder because it wouldn't normally have a book holder in the middle. You need them there and there to hold the music open. So the restorers have put a screw in there, which I think looks appropriate, and it doesn't actually relate to anything here, so I'm not quite sure what there was there originally. Now, when the piano's got such beautiful inlay as this, the idea is to put the music stand on the inside, fold it away, and then put the lid down. Some people wonder where we put the music stand when we deliver the piano. Sometimes they don't realise that it folds inside. Obviously, a lot of pianos have the music stand here, but this one is nice. It stands slightly higher up, like a grand piano, and the inlay looks very tasteful, I think. So we're very pleased with the way the polish has come out. I hope that the client will be pleased with this. It hasn't been delivered yet, and the casework obviously has been fully repolished and is now immaculate. So in the end, the whole piano was fully restored. They're excellent pianos, Model 5s, and they do restore so beautifully, and we'll hear the tone in a minute, and the touch on Bechsteins is so excellent. The main problem was this rest plank, as we've shown on the initial assessment video. As so often is the case, the tuning pins go loose, and it's the rest plank that's at fault. You can't put bigger tuning pins in, they still won't hold. It's to do with the rest plank itself. It doesn't seem to stand up to central heating. Interestingly enough, the later rest plank after 1902, which is in the later model, so that's a Model 10, doesn't seem to have the same problems. It's the Model 5, Model 4, well, basically all models 1 to 5, Roman numerals we put for models 1 to 5, and they all have the same problem with the rest plank. Very often you have to be very careful if you've got central heating with these older models, as they do dry out so easily. And you can see the hammer's been replaced. This is arbel hammers, as usually what we would use here, and we have done many of these. We haven't fully restored many of these. We'd like to do more. So you can see the damper felts, there's hammers, the tapes. These are done with top quality tapes. They're leather ends, not plastic ends. New springs here, and it's really important actually when you change the springs that they're not too strong, otherwise it affects the touch too much. So just enough to pull the jack under, and then obviously all the pins here need to be the right tightness. There's a huge amount of work that goes into full restoration, as you can see, changing the leathers here. Just a lot of work, but it's worth doing, and once we've got the whole piano, it's worth having done. It's obviously costly because it's very time consuming and the parts have to be ordered up. You can see the damper regulation here. They both come off nice and evenly halfway to the string, so care and attention has been made to restoring it as beautifully as possible. Just a brief look at the bottom of the pedal trap mechanism. Everything's been cleaned up as well as restored. Obviously that's not affecting the piano, the cleaning, but we try to do everything. You can look at the soundboard, you can see some shims on it. You can see how the strings are finished off here, as well as possible really, and just like they would have been for the original piano. And we hope that it's an improvement on the original as well. Now the Model 5 is straight strung, which means the strings don't cross over. The Model 4 is overstrung. I actually prefer the Model 5 for various reasons. Around this area here the damping is better. When it's overstrung you have very small dampers and the strings don't always match very well. Well, if you listen to this, the tone is a perfect match. Now the bass end, the strings are slightly shorter than the overstrung Model 4, which is it's a good piano, but the main reason I actually prefer the Model 5 is just around here, the evenness of tone and the beauty of the tone. Just such a silky, smooth sound. So that's a brief video after the work's been done on this piano, and the rest plank was the main work that needed doing, but the client decided at the time to have the whole piano redone, which I think is a great decision to make. There's such beautiful tone, and the touch as well. I've mentioned before I love Bechstein touch generally. There's no reason why you shouldn't study on a piano like this. The key weighting is the most important thing, as we mentioned before. It needs to be sufficient weight so that when you do your concerts or when you do your exams on a concert grand piano, then you're not suddenly finding the piano's a lot heavier. So this is fine for studying on, and just beautiful piano. It's a soft sounding piano. The Bechstein Model 5s are particularly made as soft sounding pianos, and very even now with the new Arbel hammers. Now down the bass there, because it's straight strung, it's not really a very deep bass sound. Round here though, the tenor is beautiful. Very even sound wherever you play. If you're interested in having a piano restored, please do write to info@robertspianos.com. Thank you very much for listening.